Hello, everybody. Welcome back to X-Plane 11 once again. Today, we're going to check out the Departure Designs KBWI at Baltimore. This is a pretty cool scenery. It used to be on the org, and then it got taken off. It was completely redesigned, and it looks fantastic now. It also comes with a custom scenery for the city. So we're going to go fly over the city and check that out and just kind of do a little VFR today. It's a little cloudy here in Baltimore. We're using real world weather with the Active Sky plugin, and we're using the Airfoil Labs Cessna 172. Now we're going to go do some GA flying. Let's do it. All right, we are in November 978 Alpha Papa. Let's go ahead and close our door and we'll get things situated. Not a lot to do here. It's a very simple, simplistic kind of airplane to fly. We'll open our checklists anyway. We'll go to pre-flight. Yada, 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 done all of that. So we can just go to starting engine. So, or let's do before starting engine. So pre-flight inspections complete. Cell phones are off. Passenger briefing. Well, I just have you guys on board, so we're not really worried about that. Seats and belts are adjusted and locked. Brakes are tested and set. Circuit breakers, they are all in. Yes, they are. Electrical equipment is all off. Avionics master switch must be off during engine start. We know that, so we can double check that it is turned off. So master switch is off of the avionics. Fuel selector valve is on both. Fuel shutoff valve is on, pushed full in. Avionic circuit breakers, check those are in. Yes, they are. Throttle, open that up to 1/4 inch. And what we want to do here is probably a little more than that. Mixture is at idle cutoff. Prop area is going to be clear in a minute. Clear prop. Keep that window open for right now. Master switch comes on. There it goes. Beacon is on. And engine is cold, so auxiliary fuel pump switch will go on. And we are going to push rich until fuel flow is good here. So let's go ahead and go on. Push that in. There's our fuel flow.
Seems ideally primed.
Yeah, I would say it is. And we watched right there for that fuel flow to be pushed in. That looks good to me. And then all we have to do is just switch over to start and advance to rich when engine starts. So let's go ahead and do that now. There she comes to life. And we are full rich for right now. We're going to let the airplane warm up. Slow it down a little bit. Bring our RPM to about 900 RPM here. And then we are going to lean this sucker. Pull it out a little bit here. And almost to where it runs rough. And then forward. A little too much there, but that's pretty good right there for priming the end, or for leading the engine for taxi. Let's go and close this window. It's a little noisy out there. All right, so that is good. We have leaned for taxi just like it asked. Oil pressure was good and in green. I'm just used to flying the Cessna, so I just look at that stuff when I start it all up. After start flaps, they are up and retracted. Avionics master switch comes on. Radios will be on as well. ATIS, we'll get that in a minute. Altimeter is set, I believe. Let me double check what that is, and I'll be right back. Altimeter is 3034, pretty high pressure system here. So 3034, we'll go ahead and set that about right there. That looks good to me. Radios are on. ATIS, not worried about all that stuff. Let's turn our radios on. Actually, we have the avionics masters on. This is supposed to be on. I don't know why it didn't automatically turn on, but okay. What are you doing here? That should all have been on. I don't know why these got shut off. Because it wants to be a pain in the butt. We all know that, right? Mm-hmm. Oh, what's going on? No. I think I accidentally touched that or something there. We'll keep that on. We'll just go ahead and squawk out at 1200. For VFR, that looks good to me. There's the sound of the radios. Let me turn this guy. Come on, you bastard. There we go. That's good to go there. I'm pretty happy with that. Yeah, you can see some clouds up there. Clouds right now are scattered at 8,500, broken at 12,000. We are going to be taking off on runway 15. It's a little short runway because the winds are 120 at 4 knots. So that's good to go. I'm not worried about the ATIS. I'm using Active Sky. I have it plugged up on the second monitor, so that's why I have my ATIS. Altimeter is set. Heading indicator is set. Looking way off there. Way off. We should be... That is not set. That is over here. About right there. Looks good. That was bad. Transponder is on standby. Navigation lights. We're squawking now. It's okay. Nav lights on as required. We're just going to do a taxi light on the way out of here. And we are done with that. Let's put our checklist away. And let's go a taxi. And let's go and push these guys in. I have brakes. And if we had another pilot with us, they would check for their brakes as well. Let's go over and then we'll do the run up before we get to the runway. And check out how beautiful this scenery is. All right, we have a pretty short taxi over to 15 left. I have plugged in the GPS KBWI there, as you can see. And check out how detailed these taxiways are. This is pretty cool. I really, really, really do like this scenery so far. I see some discrepancies out in the distance. You'll see like the AI traffic kind of climbing some stuff over there, like that bus. That's okay though. Not a big deal. All right, we're down here by the run-up area, so let's go ahead and face into the wind for our run-up. This will work just fine right over here. The volumetric grass is awesome. Now, it will take a hit on your machine as far as frames go, just so you know. All right, let's go ahead and pull that park and brake there. And checklist is out. Let's go ahead and do our deal here. Takeoff cruise, don't need any of that. All right, before takeoff, park and brake is set. Passenger seat belts are good. Seats and seat belts don't care about this. Yes, they are set. Door and windows closed and locked. Yes, they are. Flight controls, we're gonna go ahead and box them here. The best way to do it is I like to hunch down a little bit and look around. We have left, right, all the way back there we got left, right on the rudder. Elevators are working fine. And over there, you see it. So those are free and correct. Flight instruments we have checked. We are good on the altimeter and we are good right there. Maybe a little bit this way. Oop, right there. That is good. Fuel quantity. We are good on fuel. We have mixture goes to rich. Fuel selector valve is rechecked on both. Let's go up to 1800 RPM for our check. Right there's good. All right. Magnetos, we're gonna check them both. Look for the drop in the RPM, so the right one. There's our drop. Back to both. Left one. There's the drop. Back to both. And we're green, 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 green. That's what we're looking at everything here. We got vacuum, engine instruments. Annunciator's good. Ammeters are good. Throttles, check idle, and then 1000 RPM or less. We don't have a prop lever, so we don't have to worry about any of that stuff. Radars are set. Nav GPS switch. GPS right there. Autopilot is off. Manual electric trim is checked by here. Kind of see it moving back there a little bit. It's good to go. It's working. I can hear it. All right, sweet. Ready for takeoff then. Clear for takeoff. We'll just do this. We don't need a checklist for all this stuff. This is all about flows, man. All about the flows. Lane light, strobe light comes on. So we go land, taxi off, strobe can come on. Let's put that away so I can actually do it. There we go. All right, let's go flying, folks. Oh, I gotta release that part. Brake. There it goes. Get right out of here. Move this. And let's go check out Baltimore. Taking off on 15 left. I don't have world traffic or anything running like that, so not worried about it. Yeah, that FedEx truck there looked like it was at Talladega with that lean on the road. It does come with a custom mesh. I'm not using it. I'm using the one for Ortho for XP. So that's the reason why you're seeing it that way. All right, we're good to go, folks. Let's go ahead and add power slowly to full. There's our power. Airspeed is alive. We'll rotate at 55 knots. Comes 55 and on up we go. Put that nose on the horizon, 80 knots on our climb out. I'm gonna trim it for 80 knots here, and then we can look out the window a little bit. That's not too bad. Looking out the window here. Oops, wrong one. Look on the other side. You can see how detailed that airport is modeled. Pretty darn cool. Okay, 80 knots looking good. We're gonna nose up a little bit more. It's a little brighter up here. That or the weather just has been updating. That's always a possibility too. Climb for 1,300 feet. We're gonna climb to about 1,500 for our flight today. Nothing too crazy. Yeah, nose down. There's 1,500 feet, and we'll start our turn out to the north so we can check out the airport. Let that nose come down a little bit more. Pull our power back and trim for 1,500 feet. And we'll roll off towards the north. There's the city right off our nose there. I love the Airfoil Labs Cessna 172. It's such a great airplane. There is the airport saying bye-bye. When we come back, we'll fly around the city. We'll come back. We'll do a touch and go on the big runway on 15 right, so you can check that out. But this thing does not want to fly at 1,500 today. Look how much of a nose down attitude I have at it, trying to get down to 1,500. Let's go ahead and pull our power back a little bit more. That'll help. All right. Now we're headed over here to downtown Baltimore. So off our nose, you see all these little houses and stuff below us. Those are all default with X-Plane 11. They are not part of the scenery package. The scenery package is actually going to just be the downtown buildings, skyscrapers and all that. But it's pretty cool regardless. I'm just trimming up to add a little bit of power here. We get back up to 1,500 feet. You can see how beautiful it is. Man, I was thinking it was going to be kind of cloudy and murky, you know, because it was showing the clouds at like 8,000 feet. But it doesn't seem too bad today. It cleared up for our flight, and that's awesome. A big bay in front of us here. Look out the windows again. Some of you that live in Baltimore may be able to recognize a lot of these areas. I'm not too sure of it myself. I've only commercially flown into Baltimore. Okay. We're going to go around to the right, and then we'll just look off our left-hand side and fly around downtown a little bit here and do some sightseeing. But I've got to say, so I will have a link in the description for this scenery so you can check it out. They've got quite a few projects that I plan on showcasing because I really like what they're doing in their scenery projects. They have Corpus Christi, Texas, and they also have Providence, Rhode Island, as well as some other ones that are in the pipeline. So really cool to see more scenery being pumped out for X-Plane. I got to say that. Have a look off our left-hand side here ourselves. It's like you got some sort of stadium. I'm not going to worry about my altitude too much here. We're just going to be sightseeing and looking around. So we'll do some turn around a point kind of flying style. With a big old rail yard right there. All right, we'll make a left turn over here. Here's downtown. Look at all the boats down there. Now keep in mind the ortho scenery. This is just the reason why you have like boats sitting on top of boats there and stuff is because of my ortho for XP. That's not going to be there with the default one. Actually, the default, not default, but the scenery that you get with Departure Designs does come with ortho, so you will have an ortho overlay. And it has its own custom mesh like I was talking about earlier. Here we are, downtown Baltimore, folks. Look at this. Move this camera over this way. There we go. Now you can see. That's pretty cool. Gonna turn right over here. You might be able to even recognize some of the buildings if you're from Baltimore. I've never been. And so the scenic tour today, something different than commercial aviation. I am working on remembering how to fly the Flight Factor A320. I plan on doing that next. I know a lot of people haven't really been too thrilled with the Zebo, but I absolutely love it. Man, look at that right there. That shot right there of downtown. That looks awesome. Except for this. I don't know what the hell's going on down there. They don't either. They don't know what they're doing either. I think it's a train going in a circle is what it looks like to me. Wow, we've maintained 1,500 feet that whole time. I guess my turnaround and point flying is still with me a little bit. I'll head over this way. On the west side of the city. And you can always tell because what I love about the Airfoil Labs is it's really realistic. You can hear the change in the engine and you know when you're climbing, when you're descending. And that really helps. I hope y'all had a great weekend. I had a blast. I went to Sun and Fun. I did not vlog Sun and Fun. The reason for that is I just wanted to enjoy it. And I did. I was camping, you know, wanted to kind of disconnect from everything. Man, look at all those buildings. That looks awesome. I want to disconnect from it and not worry about anything. Look at that, right on the money, 1,500. We'll head back to the airport here. New distance to track is 234. And then bearing a 212, so it's off to our right. Go ahead and turn this way. Add that back pressure. And that's the airport over there. So we'll see it come into view on this little GPS here in a second. But yeah, Sun and Fun was awesome. Had a blast. I love going there every year. They went 234 for that heading. Okay, a little more to the right. We can do that. About right there is on the money. So Flight Factor A320 videos will be coming. I just love the Zebo 737. The reason why, or 737, is because I'm very well versed in it and I can fly it very well. And it's just one of my favorite airplanes. But I understand as a viewer, it gets kind of tiresome to see the same thing over and over. So, hey, what's more different than flying a 172 around Baltimore, right? That's something totally different. Also, my buddy Ty, Catch Trader, I'm pushing the nose back down. He moved all of his ortho scenery onto a hard drive for me while I was in Boston. I was able to move all that over, and that's what ortho I'm using right now. So I have a ton of new scenery ortho, not just in the United States. I have a bunch in Europe now, so there will be some European flights coming our way. And a little turbulence there, just a couple bumps, nothing too bad. It's actually really smooth air. Very surprised by that. Pull our power a little bit here. And we are going to join the left downwind for runway 15. Right. Right now, headed right at the airport. We have a weather change. So it looks like the weather station over here and the weather station over there are two different things here with active sky, and they're conflicting. But that's okay. It worked out. It was nice and sunny over there by the airport, or by the downtown area, and in the airport it's gloomy. I'm okay with that. All right, we're gonna be on a left base for runway 15 right. So let's just pull our power a little bit here. Get down to, I'm happy with 1,000 feet. We don't have to do a crazy long approach or anything here. Keep powering the airplane. That's the ramp right there. We just we fired up and we came all the way back down here, and we took off on runway 15 left right there. 15 right's right over here. Can't miss it. Once we get a little bit closer, we're going to pull our power to 1500 RPM, and we'll add our 10 degrees of flaps once we get inside that wide arc at 85 knots. Which isn't bad to do right about now. So let's go 1500. I'm happy with that. Here's 800 feet. Looks like our pattern altitude here. All right. There's our 10 degree of flap. Add our power back in, because it's power for altitude and you pitch for the airspeed. We want 80 knots. We got the runway in sight, and it's just right down this highway here. Bring the nose down. A little bit of power here for altitude. We'll go 20 degree flap. And we'll do final and final, which is going to be 70 knots, 30 degree flap. We're high, so we'll just pull that power out. Not a problem. Pitch for that airspeed. Boy, this airplane does some funky stuff, man. I'm sorry, but if you're pitching the nose down like that and you don't have that much power in the airplane, you're going to get that 70 knots. Seems like it just wants to hunt for 65 no matter what you do. There we go. A little bit better that time. Don't mind the AI traffic down there acting crazy. Okay, so that's a little strange the way the airplane is behaving. I'm powering for altitude, but it's not doing it. That's okay, though. Let's just land. Over the piano keys, we go to idle, and we are in the round out. Round out into our flare. Hold the nose for flaring. We're down. All right. Bring those flaps up. And we will be left traffic on the go here for our touch go. And now you can see the terminals here on our climb out. Check it out. And the jetways, they all work with the auto gate plugin. I get a lot of questions all the time asking how I get animated jetways. Well, that's how you do it. Yeah, the auto gate plugin. Pretty cool airport, man. It's nice to have a another northeastern side. So the reason why I never flew in the northeast is because my ortho for XP was always crashing on me, because I had some corrupt tiles. And since Ty gave it to me, all of his ortho scenery, I don't have crashes now. So I can actually fly up here. It's awesome. I'm really excited about it, if you can't tell already. Just gonna climb to 1,200 feet for our left turn coming up here because there's our runway over that way. Turn our crosswind here. Hold about 1,200 feet. Roll off on our crosswind here. We're going to land on that runway right there and taxi into the ramp. Pretty darn cool scenery, man. I know I keep saying it, but it just is. There might be an update for the Airfoil Labs 172. I have not updated this thing in a while since the new X-Plane stuff came out. That might be why it's acting kind of funky because, you know, with an airplane like this, when you add that power, you're supposed to get your altitude because you pitch for airspeed and you add power for altitude. And that was just not happening. I don't know if you noticed that. It was just kind of just sinking, and I was adding a lot of power. That would have ballooned that airplane up really fast. We'll try a little bit better this time. It's getting down to about 1,000 feet here. Got the runway in sight. Once we go to our wings are with the threshold of the runway, we'll go 1,500 RPM and we'll go 10 degree of flap. There's 1,000 feet right there, looking good. Well within the white arc for right now. It's a big parking lot right there. There it is right there. So we're going to go 1,500 RPM and 10 degrees of flap. It seems like it bleeds out so much airspeed. You see that? Like a lot of airspeed. Okay, we're at 45, so we'll start our turn to the left for our base. And on our base, we would do 80 knots and 20 degree of flap. But the airplane just does not want to do that at all. There's a parking garage there. And we're going to start a turn now to final. Oops. Full flap. It's a short approach. Yeah, I can't get this thing to behave as far as speed and... Yeah, we know we're hitting the middle marker on that ILS. Look at that. I have the nose like facing down and it just does not want to gain any speed. So there's something with the flight model going on there. That's so strange. That's really strange behavior. It's all right. It has ground effect in it. There's our round out to flare. Ooh, that was a thumper. That was a thumper for sure. It's something to do with this version of the airplane and the new X-Plane. So I will fix that by updating it. All right. Well, regardless, we got to do a little bit of sightseeing. Just a little bit. And that's what we wanted to do. I'm just showcasing the airport. Kind of like what I did for Corfu when that came out. So we have a lot of X-Plane content headed our way here on the channel. I'm looking forward to bringing it to you. Let's park over here on this side this time. I don't know why it put me way over there. Seems like the FBO would be over here, but I don't know. There's not a lot modeled here as far as, I mean, I guess there's just not a lot here in real life. Did not know that. Let's bring our flaps up. Let's go ahead and turn off the landing light, strobe light. Keep our beacon on. We'll just taxi over here into this ramp. Looks good right there. All right. I'm not going to worry about leaning the engine for taxi. It's a short one. Turn this way. This isn't too bad right here. And we will pull that guy out. And let's just do our checklist for the shutdown procedure. You see all the stuff that's here. Lots of stuff. All right. After landing, we already did that. Parking avionics master goes to off. Of course. Panel lights are off. Mixture idle cutoff. Here we go. Kill it.
The engine seems ideally primed.
Yeah, I would say it would be ideally primed. All right. Master switch goes to off. Oh, master's off, and then you turn off the ignition. Oops. That's bad. Don't do that in the real airplane. Cabin air's closed. Hobbs time's good to go. All right. Well, folks, that is going to do it for this episode of X-Plane 11. Flying the Airfoil Labs 172 around Baltimore. I'll see you guys next time. Take care.